modern market for cryptocurrency is believed by many to have started with the advent of Bitcoin, proposed by Satoshi Nakamoto in October 2008 and ultimately launched on January 3, 2009. Tens of thousands of cryptos have followed since, referred to collectively as altcoins, i.e. alternative coins, those which are an alternative to Bitcoin, first cryptocurrency. Right? Well, no, Bitcoin was not the first. It wasn't even the second. It was likely the fifth, but more on that later. BTC is the most successful and longest surviving cryptocurrency, but its revolutionary features, including the blockchain, proof-of-work mining, and anonymous transactions, are all pulled from a pile of cryptographic ancestors that carved a path for BTC to succeed and ultimately achieve what they could not. In truth, cryptocurrency world all started with ecash. In the late 1970s, David Chaum wrote a now widely referenced thesis for his master's degree. Communications of the ACM was written by Chaum, and in it he proposed the first blockchain prototype. He is believed to have come up with the idea as he sat in a hot tub in the University of California, Berkeley, and has mentioned this in previous interviews. It sounds crazy, but his college friend was Eric Schmidt, who went on to found Google, so these were the circles Chaum was mixing in. Chaum was a big advocate for privacy and cryptography. A year after writing his thesis, he published a paper that proposed a protocol for digital payments that couldn't be forged or traced. On the back of this, Chaum founded DigiCash in 1989 and launched ecash, the world's first cryptocurrency, in 1990. He executed the first ecash payment 4 years later on stage while giving a keynote speech in Geneva at the first ever World Wide Web conference. To give you context on how big of a deal this was, the only other keynote speaker at the conference was Tim Berners-Lee, the man who literally invented the internet. Future looked bright for the cryptocurrency. ecash was adopted by Deutsche Bank and Credit Suisse Bank. At its peak, ecash had 5,000 individual users signed up and over 300 businesses registered on its platform. At one point, Chaum was even negotiating with Bill Gates to integrate ecash with Windows 95, but they failed to agree a deal. Windows 95 was a groundbreaking step for the personal computer market and is widely credited with being the first mass-used, user-friendly operating system to the world. Imagine where ecash would be today if this deal was agreed. Sadly, despite some adoption, there was little interest in the actual function of ecash. Credit Suisse and Deutsche Bank never actually used the platform. The only bank to do so was Mark Twain Bank in St. Louis, Missouri. The service was free to use for buyers, but had a transaction fee for sellers, which turned many off the idea. Ultimately, DigiCash, the parent company of ecash, filed for bankruptcy in 1998 as credit cards became the dominant payment form on the internet. Chaum himself said that, quote, "As the web grew, the average level of sophistication of users dropped. It was hard to explain the importance of privacy to them." After ecash folded, 3 other notable cryptocurrencies sprung up that ultimately laid the foundation for Bitcoin. eGold was launched in 1996 by Dr. Douglas Jackson and Barry Downey. It was digital cash tied to real-life gold. Hard money, some would say. Unfortunately, it gained traction for money laundering and was shut down. In 1998, developer Wei Dai proposed a, quote, "anonymous distributed electronic cash system." eMoney had it all, including mining, a peer-to-peer network, and cryptographically secured anonymous transactions. eMoney actually utilized 2 protocols to transact, but it ultimately remained a proposal and was never fully launched. However, it is believed by some that Satoshi referred to eMoney elements in the infamous Bitcoin white paper, so its impact as an idea still stands today. Finally, the cryptocurrency Hashcash was created by Adam Back, the British-born Blockstream CEO and early Bitcoin contributor, in 1997. It initially was conceived to be resistant against the DDoS, or Distributed Denial of Services form of cyber attack, and was the invention of the proof-of-work mining, or hashing, as it is still referred to as today. Hashcash also implemented the distribution of new coins via mining that we see with Bitcoin. It gained popularity but ran into issues with the scaling and cost of mining. At this point, you are thinking, okay, so these founders, Chaum, Back, Dai, and others, are clearly Satoshi Nakamoto. I don't know the answer to that, but I will address it in a future video as it is the most likely story, and all played a role in Bitcoin's early days. Back was an early Bitcoin adopter, as was Wei Dai. Even Hal Finney, who received the first ever Bitcoin transaction from Satoshi and who is another potential Satoshi suspect, has talked about David Chaum's innovation with ecash. Which one of these men is most likely to be Satoshi? Share your thoughts in the comments and subscribe to know about crypto for more stories like these. Thank you for watching.